Next concepts in HTML comments. Okay, so after complete the format elements, so we can go through comments concept. So these comments are used to explain our code. These comments are used to explain your code and and next and use it to insert comments in the source code. Use it to insert comments in the source code. Okay, so these comments are used to explain our code, or we can insert comments in the HTML elements, HTML source code. So these comments are not displayed in the browser. Comments are not displayed in the browser. If you don't want to execute or display some block of code, if you don't want to execute or display some block of code in browser, you can put that code in comments. Okay, so for suppose we have one paragraph, for example. Okay, paragraph sample paragraph. Okay, so this is one sample paragraph. If you don't want to export this, don't want to display this paragraph in browser, so you can put this paragraph in comment. So comments elements start with less than and not symbol, hyphen hyphen, and end with hyphen hyphen greater than symbol. Okay, so now this paragraph will not display in browser. So one example, so we can create one HTML document, doc type HTML, header section, next body. Okay, so in body section we have one paragraph. Okay, so paragraph contains this content. Okay, for example, and so we can insert another paragraph also. In second paragraph we can take this content to display, for example. Okay, so now these two paragraphs are displaying in browser. Save this comments.html. Okay, so this document is saved in this folder. So when you run this example, these two paragraphs are displaying. Okay, so I don't want to display any one of these. Okay, I can insert comment for this paragraph. Comments. Okay, so now this paragraph is in comment. Okay, so this paragraph is not displaying in browser. If you go to inspect, so you can see that paragraph in comment. Okay, so first paragraph and second paragraph. So this second paragraph is not displaying in browser. Okay, so comments are not displaying in the browser. And next, HTML tables. So HTML tables are defined with table tag. HTML tables are defined with table tag. Table tag. Okay, starting tag and ending tag. And the tables are divided into rows and columns. Okay, table are divided into rows and columns. Rows are defined with the tr tag. Defined with tr tag and end with tr tag. Okay, and columns defined with td tag. Okay, starting tag and end tag is td. Okay, so tables are defined with the table tag, and these tables are divided into rows and columns, and rows defined with the tr element and the columns are defined with the td element. Okay, td tag. So these tables are used to display number of rows content. So one example on tables. So you can remove this paragraph. Tables.html. So I want to display some 2-3 employees information. Table in this table starting tag and end tag we need to insert tr. So tr is row. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so rows defined with the tr element, tr tag in this first row. So for example, employee information. Okay, employee first name, last name, and email id and phone number. Okay, so in first row we can take column names in TD. Okay, EMP name, and second column EMP address, TD. Next TD email. Okay, in first row here we have 4 columns: email and phone number. Okay, in second row, from second row onwards we can display employee information: TR, TD, first employee, and Harsha, and Harsha address, TD, in Hyderabad, and next TD email ID, harsha@gmail.com. And next TD email and phone number. Okay, for example we can take example phone number. In second row, second employee information. Okay, Satish. And next TD Bangalore, TD, and mail ID, gmail.com. And next TD and phone number. Okay, so now we can save this example and run this tables. Okay, so this employee information is displaying in table format. So to display uh, borders, so we have to write some CSS properties to display borders in a header section. So we can take style tag, border collapse, table tr td, border 1 pixel border, and solid style, and black color border. Okay, so now it will display table borders. Okay, so like this we need to implement tables. Okay, So here 3 rows with 4 columns. Okay, and we can insert multiple tables in the columns also. Okay, so if you want to insert another row in another table in this column, so you just take table element tr with 2 columns td td td. Okay, so in this column we have 1 row and 2 columns. Okay, so here it is. Okay, and next list elements in HTML. List elements in HTML. So we have two types of list elements, two types of list elements in HTML. So that is first one is order list and second one is unordered list. Okay, so these are the two types of list elements. So by using these two list items we can display list items. Numbered list items are bulleted list items. Okay, first one is order list. So this is typically a numbered list of items. This is typically is a numbered list of items. A type attribute can be added to an ordered list. A type attribute can be added to an ordered list. Okay, for ordered list use OL element to define the order list. Define ordered list. So type attribute can accept 4 type of values. Type attribute accepts numeric values, and alphanumeric values, and upper Roman and lower Roman values. The Roman values. Okay, Roman values. So now we can assign type values to the type attribute. type equal to numeric values like 1 and alphanumeric values type equal to caps A or type equal to from small a or numeric Roman values type equal to lower Roman values or upper Roman values type equal to upper Roman values. Okay, so now one example on order list. So we can remove this. Okay, body section. So we can display some city names in list items. Okay, city names. OL, use OL tag to implement order list. Okay, and list item. So li tag is nothing but list item. So list item, we have to mention list items, list item tag for each item. Li tag, HYD, Li, Bangalore, next Pune, Chennai, okay, so Mumbai. So now we can save this example order list .html and run this example order list. Okay, so by default it will take numeric values. Okay, so I did not mention any type attribute here. Okay, for order list. Okay, by default it will take the numeric values from 1 2 3 4 5 6 like this. So if you want to display alphanumeric values or Roman values, use type attribute and lower Roman values. Okay, we can give small I and save this, refresh this form. Okay, and lower Roman values are applied. If you give here caps I, okay, upper Roman values. If you want to display small a to z or caps a to z, you can give here caps A. Okay, from A to Z. Small a. Okay, so like this we can apply type attribute for the list items. So we can apply this type attribute by using CSS also. So I will explain this concept in CSS. And next, on order list. So this is another list. Another list. Another list. Start with the UL tag. Okay, so list items start with the li tag. Okay, so UL tag defines an order list. So UL tag defined UL tag defines an order list. So by default it will take default. It will display bullet style. Okay, bullet style for list items. So use HTML, use style attribute, use such style attribute to define the list items styles. Style attribute to define the list item styles. Okay, so there is a property in CSS list style type. Okay, after use style attribute, use CSS property that is list style type property to define list style types. Okay, so here we have four types of list style types. First one is disk, and the second one is circle, and third one is square. Fourth one is none. Okay, so there is no style if you use none. So one example on another list. So just we can change this ul and so now we can remove this type attribute and save this another list. Save as another list. List.html. Okay, if you run this example, so by default it will take bullet list. Okay, bullet styles for list items. So if you want to display circle or square list styles, use style property, style attribute equal to list style type property. Use list style type property to display square list style types. Okay, save this and run. Okay, so bullets removed and square boxes is applied. So if you want to display circle, use circle type. Okay, for list items, upload circle list style type. Disk is by default. Okay, disk bullet styles. Okay, so by default bulleted disk style type is applied. If you don't want to display any style, use none value. Okay, for list style type, use none value to display without any list style types. Okay, only list items are displaying without list style types. HTML buttons. Okay, HTML elements, controls. HTML controls. HTML controls nothing but buttons or text boxes. Okay, and file upload control, text area, radio button list, checkbox. Okay, so all of these HTML controls. So by using HTML controls, we can implement form. We can implement HTML forms. Okay, to enter user inputs. For first of all, first control button control. So using HTML buttons, we can submit data to the server. So by using button element or control, so we can submit data into the server. Okay, so user can insert data in text boxes and submit data to the server by clicking on save button. So this is used for user actions. Okay, button is used for user actions. So if you want to perform any action on HTML document, so you need to click on button to perform any action. Okay, syntax for button. Syntax: use button tag, starting tag, ending tag. Button and a type attribute. Button. So here button text. Okay, save or submit or cancel or anything. And this is the one way to create the button in HTML document. So another way, so we can use input element to create the button cell. Type equal to button. Here we can use button or submit. Okay, so any type value we can use. button and value is text on button. Save. So we can close the button tag. Okay, input element. So these are the two types to create the buttons in HTML document. And next one is HTML text box. Text box control. So using text boxes, so user can enter input data. Using text box control, text box, user can enter input data to submit the server. Submit to the server. Okay. So text box syntax. Use input element, input type equal to text, and you can close the input element. Okay, so this is the syntax, basic syntax for text box. Okay, input type equal to text. So here we use button for type attribute. Okay, here we use type equal to text box. So user can enter data in text box. For example, so one example on button and text box. So now we can remove this. For example, login form. Okay, so in login form, table, okay, username, password, and login button, right? First row, td, first row, first column, username. Okay, and second column we can take text box. Use input element and type equal to text box, text, and close text box. And second row, password, td, password, and second column text box. Input type equal to, for password text boxes use password type, and close. And finally third row, so we can take one button, submit button or login button, td, input type equal to button and value equal to login, and close tag. So now we can save this example. HTML elements, HTML controls .html. Now we can run this example. Okay, so username and password. After you enter the username and password, you need to click on login button to enter into the any website. Okay, so username and password, and click on this button. So this is the example for text box and button. So another attribute is there for text boxes. To identification of text boxes, okay, we have placeholder text box. Placeholder equal to username. Okay, and here also placeholder password. So just a reminder, just message displaying, enter your username, enter your password. Okay, save this and refresh this form. Okay, so here if you use placeholder attribute, so it will display some message in text box. Okay, which one you need to enter in text box. Okay, here you can enter password and here you can enter username. So after that we need to write some background code to log into the application.